So today we're going to graph f of x is equal to x minus 2 times the quantity x plus 4. And we're going to let Desmos help us. So what I want to do is I want to type in f of x is equal to x minus 2 in parentheses times the quantity x plus 4. But we're going to turn off the graph. Okay, we're going to turn it off for now. So hit the plus button, insert your table. Okay. Now remember that Desmos will do the calculations for us. So if I type in f, open parentheses, and as I do this, you do this too, x, and then when you hit in, as soon as you hit the number 1, it automatically does a little subscript there, and close the parentheses. I'll give you a second to type that into your guys' Chromebooks. Make sure that you're on that. Make sure that the graph is turned off, all that good stuff. Okay. Yes?
Should the circle be black?
It doesn't matter which color it is. It doesn't matter. It just randomly chooses color. If that's the color that Desmos chooses for you, that's fine. All right, so now what we're going to do is, see how this is 2? Do you see how it's x minus 2? Well, think of this as, think the opposite. So if this is minus 2, I'm going to plug in 2 and see what happens. So that point exists on the line. So when I plug in 2, that means my y value equals 0. Now see how this is plus 4? I'm going to plug in negative 4.
So just the opposite.
Yeah. And so what we're going to do is let's plot these points on our graph, and let's go in here and write that stuff down. So when x equals 2, y equals 0. Let me zoom in a little bit so we can see this a little better. And then when x equals negative 4, y equals 0, and I'm going to graph those 2 points. So that's going to be 2 comma 0 here, right? And then negative 4 comma 0 here. Okay? Now when I plot those 2 points, I'm guessing that the vertex is in the middle, right? There's a line of symmetry in the middle of this thing. So let's figure out what that is in the middle. So if I count from here to here, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's right here at negative 1, right? Is that what you guys said? Okay. Okay. So I'm guessing that my vertex then, because it's on the line of symmetry, is also at negative 1. So go back to Desmos. Let's plug in our negative 1. All right, there it is, right here. So when x equals negative 1, y equals negative 9, right? Do you have a question? Well, we were guessing. We were saying, okay, look, the line of symmetry has to be in the middle of these. So between negative 4 and 2, what's in the middle? Well, I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 is in the middle. So I just counted 3 in both directions, and that puts it in the middle.
So I'm just going to stop the video.
Okay, so now what? Well, now let's try to find another point. But so let's guess a point. Now it might not work out. You know, we might get a fraction or something. I don't know. But let's try and do just 1 unit to the right of 2. So let's do 3. Okay. So that gives me 7, and let's do 1 unit to the left of negative 4. So we'll plug in negative 5, and that gives me 7. So let's sketch that on our graph. So we said that when x equals -1, this was -9. And I gotta zoom down here. -1, comma, -9. I suppose we should start labeling these. So this was 2, comma, 0. This was -1, comma, -9. This was -4, 0. And then we said, let's do 3. And what was the value for 3 again? 3,
7.
comma, 7, right? And then -5, comma, 7. So we'll do 3, 7 over here. Oops, right here. This point is 3, comma, 7. And then -5, comma, 7. Okay? And I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And that should be our curve. So let's go ahead and kind of sketch our curve. So this is not the easiest thing to do. Remember, it has to be a curve. It's not quite a straight line. I suppose I could do a little better. It'll look more like that. Okay? Also in the graph, I want you to write the function notation. So remember, this is saying f of 2 is equal to 0. This is saying f of -4 is equal to 0. This is saying f of -1 is equal to -9. This is saying f of 3 is equal to 7. This is saying f of -5 is equal to 7. Okay?
So how do you know on that pad, like where you are on the screen?
How do I know? I guess I don't understand the question.
Like on that pad right
Oh, I don't. That's why it's kind of hard to draw on there.
You gotta hover just on the top of it.
Yeah, it doesn't start drawing until I touch down. So I can see it, but I can't. That's why it's hard to write it down. So here's what I want you to do. On this little grid, I want you to write x minus 2, and then over here I want you to write x plus 4. And then okay? And so we're going to multiply the row by the column. So what's x times x? X squared, right? What's -2 times x? -2x. What's +4 times x? +4x. And what's -2 times +4? -8. So now I'm going to write this right here, somewhere on the graph where you have some room, maybe way down here. And you can sketch it real small because I want it all to be together. Write it out as x squared minus 2x plus 4x minus 8. Now the last thing we're going to do is combine like terms, right? What's 4x minus 2x? Positive 2x minus 8. This is the same as this. Let's see. So I go up here to Desmos. I have my points plotted. Let's plug that in. We said, what was it? X squared plus 2x, right? Plus, was it plus 8 or minus 8? What did I say it was? Minus 8, right? Minus 8.
Wait, how do you get the X, like with the 2 on top?
Oh, you hit Shift 6. See that little arrow that points up? That's called the caret symbol.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Whoops. Any questions on that one?